All right, my NFL fans. The NFL aficionado fiend here, feeling a little under the weather today, so I might not be as animated as I normally am, but let's get rocking and rolling because it's currently 5:30. I'm making this video. Kickoff is at 7:15 tonight for the Eagles at the Giants on the Thursday night game. Giants are getting 7.5 points. It's at home for the Giants. I think the Eagles come out and win this game. I think they cover the spread. I just think they're going to be upset about the loss last week. I think they're going to come out, show their dominance, work on their passing game, work on getting Saquon the ball. He was listed on the injury report as I'm doing my fantasy football rankings right now. But anyway, so Eagles winning at the Giants tonight, cover the 7.5. Moving on, got the Broncos headed to New York to play the Jets. Jets getting 6.5 in this game. I see the Broncos winning. I see the Broncos covering. They've been playing better and better each week. And big win last week, knocking off the undefeated Eagles at home. I definitely think they're going to take care of the New York Jets. I just don't see a whole lot of life out of them. 0-5. And just not playing very well. So I think they get after Justin Fields, sack him a few times, and Bo Nix seems to be playing with more and more confidence there. So Giants beating the Jets and covering the spread. Got the Cardinals going to play the Indianapolis Colts after the Cardinals choked away that game last week, and the Colts are just dominating right now. They're 4-1. Should have probably beat the Rams if Mitchell had been able to hold on to that ball and score the touchdown versus dropping it on the back of the end zone. Cardinals getting 7.5 in this game. I'm going to take the Colts. I don't see any reason not to take the Colts. Jonathan Taylor is dominating. The defense is playing pretty well. They did lose their kicker, but when you're beating teams by double digits every week, kickers really, put up. I think they signed Magley, something like that. He used to kick for the Chargers, I believe. Not a very good kicker, but still better than the average guy on the street. So, anyways, Cardinals lose, Colts cover. So there you go there. Haven't picked an upset yet. So moving on, got the Chargers going to play the Dolphins at Miami. Dolphins getting 3.5. The Dolphins are a complete mess right now. They choked away the game last week as well. The Chargers also laid the egg. I think they're going to be upset. They're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. Top two running backs are out. Both tackles are out. Defense is still decent, but basically the offense is starting to rely more and more on Herbert in that passing game, and I just don't know. He looked so good in week one, and he just hasn't gotten back to it yet. So, but I am going to take the Chargers to win at Miami, I think they're going to cover the spread and beat the Dolphins by more than 3.5. So, moving on to the next game. I hate this, but I'm going to have to do it. The New England Patriots are going to travel to New Orleans and play the Saints. Saints getting 3.5. Patriots look decent, pretty good against the Bills. Again, I don't take credit, to me, Bills gave him the game, but Drake May, we know what he is. He was good as a rookie last year. He's starting to make strides. Curious how Stephon Diggs responds after his big game in Buffalo, if he continues the good weather or a good play, if he's motivated this week to come out with another dominant game. Saints got their first win last week, so they're starting to put things together. I really want to take the Saints just because I can't stand the Patriots. But fair is fair. I'm going to say, hey, the Patriots 3-2 should beat a 1-4 Saints team, and I believe the Pats cover the 3.5 points that the Saints are currently getting. So Pats win at the Saints and cover the spread. Finally, getting to an upset alert here. We have the Cleveland Browns going to play the Steelers at Pittsburgh. Of course, Mr. Gabriel is going to be getting the start at quarterback again. Joe Flacco no longer there, so we'll see what happens. Browns probably should have won last week against the Vikings. They just couldn't pull it off. But yeah. So, anyways, I'm not a believer in the Steelers. I think they've got kind of lucky. Haven't been playing great ball. Defense has been definitely stepped up a little bit, but I think against weaker competition. So not liking that. So liking the Browns to upset the Steelers at home and get the Steelers down back to 3-2, and the Browns get their second win of the season. So really liking that there. What else we got? So next game we have is the Cowboys traveling to Carolina to play the Panthers. The Panthers are getting 3.5 in this game. I hate doing this as well, but I'm going to pick the Cowboys and cover. That offense is really clicking. Pickens, Ferguson are really doing well. Javonte Williams, what a stud he's been. You know, they said they didn't have a running back in the Cowboys offense, and boy, that dude has just exploded. In fact, he looks better than what they have in Denver right now. So Denver might have a little buyer's remorse and letting him walk and picking up Dobbins and Harvey because that dude's been a beast. So, and I'm really curious how good that offense is going to look when they get CeeDee Lamb back because Pickens has just exploded. And Ferguson, you know what he is. He's always Dak's favorite. So Cowboys, they win. They beat the Panthers, and they cover the 3.5-point spread. Next game we got. This one is disrespectful to me. Got the Seahawks traveling to go play the Jaguars at Jacksonville. And the Seahawks are actually favored in this one. The Jags are getting 1.5 points. Sorry, but any team that knocks off the Chiefs the way they did is getting my vote. 4-1. I think they're a good team. So yeah, I'm riding with the Jags this week to upset the Seahawks. So there's my second upset of the week. But Jags should take care of business and beat the Seahawks at their own stadium. So moving on to the next game, we have the Rams going to play the busted up Ravens. Ravens are getting 7.5 points in this game. Rams should win this game, even though it's outdoors. It's at Baltimore. The Ravens are just completely decimated right now by injury, and Lamar Jackson probably won't play again this week, which really messes up their offense because it's not really built. They don't really have an offense that can run without Lamar because Lamar does so many things. The receivers are a lot of number twos, speed guys. There's no real number one threat in that team, and Derrick Henry. Teams just play them different when they don't have to fear Lamar, and they can load up against the run and say we're going to stop Derrick Henry. Cooper Rush beat us. So Rams win, and they win big in this game. I think they're going to come out and put a whooping, especially after that loss. They're coming off a 10 days rest. They had the Thursday night game that they choked away at home to the 49ers. So I think they come out mad and they put a whooping on the Ravens. So next game we got. We have the Titans going to play the Raiders at Las Vegas. Titans getting 3.5, but I'm going to pick the Titans to go on a 2-game winning streak here. Cam Ward, he's making progress. The team got their first win. The Raiders aren't playing that great, so I think the Titans are going to upset the Raiders at Las Vegas. Book that one. So there's my third upset of the week. Titans beating the Raiders. Next game we have the Bengals. They did trade for Joe Flacco this week. I don't think it makes a difference. Old man Flacco is a statue back there. Maybe he makes the game a little bit more interesting versus garbage time in the third and fourth quarter. But Packers should easily dominate this game, especially being at home. The only thing that makes me nervous is the Packers are getting 14.5 points currently in this game. The Bengals are getting 14.5 points in this game, which I really makes me nervous. You almost have to guarantee a blowout. So I'm going to say the Packers don't cover. I think they get out to a big lead, and basically then the Bengals just start doing garbage time stuff, and the Packers use Josh Jacobs to ground out the clock and kind of run it out. So they get up big early, but then kind of the final score makes it look closer than the game really was. But Packers win. They don't cover the current 14.5 points they're getting. So next game, got the 49ers going to Tampa to play the Bucks. Bucks are 4-1 here, big win. Last second wins all over the place. Niners getting 3.5. I'm going to pick the Bucks to win this game, but I don't, because of just the way they've been playing and how all their games are going and the heart that San Francisco is showing. I don't think the Bucks are going to cover the spread in this one. So Bucks win, but they don't cover the 3.5 the Niners are currently getting. Next game, we have the Lions going to play Kansas City. Lions actually underdogs in this game. They're getting 1.5 points. I don't know why. The Chiefs look terrible. The Chiefs have looked terrible this year, and ever since, if you take away week one, the Lions are by far the best team in the league. So I'm a little confused on why the Lions aren't favored in this, other than maybe it's at Kansas City. But I'm picking the Lions to upset the Chiefs and I think the Lions are actually going to, I think this week the Lions make the announcement to the rest of the league, hey, we're coming for it. And basically, not only did we whoop up on Baltimore, but now we're about to whoop up on Kansas City, which to me, like I said, Kansas City is getting healthy. They're still a week away. They're still a couple games away from getting Rashid Rice back. But man, I think the Lions are going to go there with a mission. They're going to pound that ball down the throat of the Chiefs. And basically, hey, if Jacksonville took care of business, I think Detroit's really going to take care of business. So Lions upset Chiefs at Kansas City, and Kansas City goes to 2-4 on the year. Who would have thought that the Ravens would have 4 losses and the Chiefs would have 4 losses by now this early in the season? Next, we have the Bills going to play the Falcons. Man, I'm going to pick the Bills, but I think it's going to be a closer game than the 4.5 the Falcons are getting. Basically, the defense is still decimated with injury right now. Not sure who's going to play. Milano's hurt. Milano got re-injured. Ed Oliver may or may not play. We lost Tre'Davious White. Don't know what he's doing out there. Atlanta's got that fantastic running back in Bijan Robinson. So, like I said, I think they're going to ground and pound and keep the game close. Hopefully the Bills offense decides to call it, Joe Brady calls it a good game. Josh Allen gets back on track, and they remember about that Pro Bowl running back they got behind him, James Cook, and get him more involved in the game planning and not just hand the ball off. Let's get him involved in the passing game as well. So Bills win, but I do not believe they cover the 4.5 point spread they're currently getting. So I think it's going to be a close game on Monday night. Atlanta's going to want to make an announcement. So moving on, we have the Bears playing at the Commanders. Commanders knocked off the Chargers last week with a big win. I'm actually going to pick the Bears to win this game. I think Caleb Williams, coming off a bye week, has a chance to do something special, and shows that, hey, it's not a fluke, of what he's working on. And so basically, I think So I'm going to pick the Bears to upset the Commanders at the Commanders' place. And take the win. We have 2 bye teams this week. The Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings are both on bye. So basically, we only have 15 games this week to look at. 2 Monday nights, obviously the Sunday night, which is the Lions and the Chiefs. So currently, I have 4 upsets, 5 upsets. I've got the Browns beating the Steelers. I have the Jags beating the Seahawks. I have the Titans beating the Raiders. I have the Lions beating the Chiefs, and I have the Bears beating the Commanders. Those are my 5 upsets this week. Hopefully we do better than we did last week. Like I said, last week was a terrible week. Seven underdogs won last week, which really took the cake, especially the Titans in Carolina. And then the Patriots beating the Bills on Sunday night was crazy. So anyways, but kind of a short video this week, guys. Like I said, feeling a little bit under the weather. Hopefully I feel better next week, and we have a little bit more lively video, more to talk about. But I want to get this video out before the game starts. So as you know, let me know how you do. Let me know what you think about the picks. Let me know if there's one that should say, nope, hey, Mr. Fiend, you got this wrong. It's going to be this person, or however it goes. So anyways, always a pleasure, guys, and look forward to the next one. And we'll be doing the recap video on Tuesday to go over and see how I did and see how y'all did. And did we bring home the bacon, or did we have to figure out how we're going to pay rent for the week? Have a good one, guys. Talk to you later.